What's going on, everyone? Welcome to this YouTube live. And as you know, if you have any questions, you want any advice, any guidance on how to accelerate your IT career, let me know. Want the chat, and I'm gonna make sure to take some time and answer some of your questions. And I know that I can give you some good advice and guidance on what to do, in order for you to be able to get to a high paying job in IT. Now, what's the topic of this video, of this live? The topic is how to decide, what's the career that I want in IT. Because as you know, there are so many options out there. Do I want to become a cloud engineer? Probably yes, because everything is going to the cloud, right? That's the future, the cloud. But you know what? I want to become a cyber security engineer. Yes, let me do that because that's the trend right now. That's exactly what everyone talks about, Like, let's go and become cybersecurity engineers because that sounds really cool. Millions of opportunities out there. So let's go and do that, right? Oh, you know what? DevOps, that's something that I see a lot too, and I know someone. So I'm just going to get in DevOps, to become a DevOps engineer. But what about network engineer? Oh, that's something that it's dying. It's something that's just not. Or maybe yes, maybe that's something that I see myself doing. So you know what? Let me become a network engineer. So you see, there are so many things going through many people's mind. And what to do? What should I do? And you have to know which one is the one that you're gonna go after. If not, you're gonna end up doing exactly what a lot of people are doing right now, and that's being all over the place. They are learning so many things that a lot of that do not need in order for them to get their first job in IT or for them to upgrade the job they have to a better one. And by the way, for those of you that haven't watched the video that I just uploaded today about the next recession, you need to take a look at it because I go and I talk about and what's going to happen in the next few months and exactly why it's a emergency for you to be able to get to a high paying job in IT sooner than later. Now, I'm going to go on the chat. And again, any questions, you are totally cool and asking, okay? And let me know where you're from. And by the way, too, that way I can see who is listening. Let me know if you have a job in IT or if you are working, to get your first job in IT. So now let me go through some of the comments. So first two comment, amigo. Good, user. What are some of the signs we should quiet? If we haven't been able to move out from help desk, let's say 2 years, should we move on? I just got my CCNA now, so now what? I'm like, okay. So I'm gonna answer that one question, Jose. I'm gonna get to you right now, but I'm gonna answer that one question about being here working on the help desk. You know what's the issue that people work on entry level jobs? You know what's the biggest issue? This this is exactly the big issue that you have. You have stories and you have beliefs that was okay for you to have a help desk job more than 6 months. That's no bueno. It has nothing to do with the education. It has nothing to do on what you do or you don't on that entry level job. It has nothing to do on the certifications you have or you don't. It has nothing to do with that. If you've been working in IT in an entry level job more than 1 year, everything has to do on what's going on here. And that's based on two things: that beliefs that you have and the stories that you tell yourself, because that's exactly what you were like, this is the true for me. This is basically, what that I believe in, that's my standard. And that's time for you to change that. This is why when many people get into my process, one of the first things that we go through is changing those stories. If not much is going to happen. Why do you think there are so many people that are very well qualified? They've been working in IT for many years. They probably have a few IT certifications, and they do not have a high paying job in IT. And there are not just a few hundreds, there are thousands out there. Now, let me be clear because probably for some of you this is new. Every time I say a high paying job in IT, what does that mean? Many people think of it like, oh, if you are earning 100K, that means a six-figure income. That means you have a high paying job in IT. That's not true. That's not true. A high paying job in IT, based on how the economy is right now, that's when you get to an income in one job that will pay you 130,000 or more. One job. Once you get there, now you can say that you have a high paying job in IT. But if you be like, Jorge, I'm earning 110, you have a good job. That's it, but not a high paying job in 19. Now, going back on that, so one of those things you have to change is exactly what's going on there. Because the question is, like, why 2 years and you're still working in an entry level job? Why? And I'm going to go back and answer that question and things that you can do right now. But now, going back on what the title of this video, how to decide what to do. Because once again, many people go and want to become a cybersecurity engineers, and they really have no idea on exactly what that is. And I have experienced that many times when people reach out to me and be like, Jorge, I want to become a cybersecurity engineer. Any advice? Or can you help me to become a cybersecurity engineer? And I always ask this question. Do you know even what that means? Do you know what would you be doing as a cybersecurity engineer? 9 out of 10 people, again, this is like most people, they're like, no, I have no idea. And I'm like, so how is it you want to become a cybersecurity engineer without having any idea on exactly what that is? Why? Just because you see this online, because you see that it's trending? Like, why? Like, really, like, why? So, something for you to think about. The same thing goes with cloud, DevOps, network engineer. This is the reason why, how this is the most effective way and how you decide to become a network engineer, a cybersecurity engineer, DevOps, or a cloud engineer. How you go about deciding doing that? Well, the first thing that I'm going to say, this is for all of you that are new in IT. There are two things that you have to have in mind. There are two things that you have to have in mind. Two of them when you are new in IT. Number one is for you to get a good job in IT. That means not an entry level fucking job, not an entry level job. You have to get a good job in IT, a good one, not an entry level job, a job that will pay you $60,000 up to $75,000. And you have to make sure that you do that in the next 4-5 months. That's exactly what you need to think about, to think of. Because once you get a good job in IT, now the question is, okay, Jorge, so what's a good job in IT? Your first job in IT, a good job that will pay you $60,000 up to $75,000. That's a job, something related to network admin, network analyst, network support, system admin, system support, network system analyst, something probably with NAC support, depending on the job description, IT specialist, depending on the job description. And you probably be like, oh, Jorge, you cannot get a job in IT that will pay you that much and that title being your first job in IT. Yes, you can. Many of my students were able to do that. Many of them. Many of them. So if that's possible for many people, why not you? Oh, I know why. Because you allow the reality of someone else to be yours. That you need the A plus, that you need the network plus, that you need the help desk position, entry level job first, desktop support position, and all this BS that the community society is feeding you. Once again, there are stories and beliefs that you have accept it as true that you never question. This conversation, I know, can change that life of one of you. But listen and really do the things I'm asking you to. Like, really question what you know about IT. And me coming to you and say, look, you can get to a job that will pay you $130,000 in 1 year if you really want to. If you know what to do in the next 12 months. What's the next job that you need to get and the next after that in order for you to get to that position? It's not difficult. Now, let me get back on some of your questions. But again, I'm going to go over on what would I do me and me deciding what to go for. And this is based on me being new in IT. You know what? Let me tell you right now. Once you get your first job in IT, and again, your first job in IT, that's a network admin, network support, system analyst, all those positions that I mentioned by now. That's your priority because once you get that job, those jobs allow you for you to become more valuable to the IT market. Let me explain this. A help desk job, desktop support, service desk, field services, you do not become more valuable to the IT market because a lot of the things, not all of them, let me be clear, but a lot of the things that you're going to end up doing will not help you to get to the next job. No one is going to pay you good money because you know how to reset a password or create an account in Active Directory, or because you know how to change a CPU, a hard drive, a motherboard, a graphic card, in a motherboard. I mean, in a computer. Or no one is going to pay you more because you know how to set up drivers in a computer for this hardware, a printer, a scanner, or whatever that might be. No one is going to pay you more because you know how to map a network drive. No one is going to, you see, those are things that you're more likely going to end up doing a lot. They have no value. So all these people that tell you all these things, they're lying to you. They don't know any better. So get a good job, the ones that I mentioned, network admin, network support, network analyst, system admin, system support, system analyst, IT specialist, NAC support, because those jobs will allow you for you to do a lot more things. They allow you to become valuable to the marketplace for you to be able to move up in your IT career. Okay? I'm telling you, you have to move up in your IT career. Up, not sideways. You see, that's the other thing. Sometimes with students that I have, once they get their first job or their second one, they think now they know all of it. They go and and they get stuck. I had a conversation with a student. I know if you've been following me for a while, you know this. Now, for many of you, this will not register in your mind. You will not believe what I'm about to show you. This is like not happening in your mind. In your world, this is things that don't happen. And I'm going to show you something. And I know that probably you're going to question, is that really true? Is that really happening? Is that really something that I can do? I don't think so. Because I know that a lot of you thinking of earning 200K, it was probably the first time that you hear that someone told you. 200K. You probably never thought of earning that much money in IT and fast. Probably maybe you end up seeing some of those jobs, you know, they pay 60,000, 80,000, 100,000, 120, 150, 160, but you probably never seen yourself, I'm going to earn 200K or more. Done deal. Easy. And obviously, more likely, who you are now will not get you there. You need to become the next version of you that will take you there. I had a student, and I'm going to show it to you. And I just had a conversation with him. I don't know if he's in the chat right now. Hopefully he is, but $60,000, guys. Help desk. When he came to me, going through this coaching program, $60,000, 60 help desk came to me. Jorge, let's go. I'm like, okay, let's go. And he was working as a valet parking. Why? Because he needed more money. Help desk, valet parking. He went all in. And I show some of the conversations that I had with him in the past year, past few months. But just recently, like last night, today, he reached out. This is why I wanted to do this live with you guys, to show you what can be possible for you. He just, and this is goes, it will be more than 2.5 years when he got in. 2.5, probably up to 3 years when this happened, up to 3 years when this happened. And today, let's just see the conversation, okay? Just to for you to just don't look at one number, okay? Just this is just today. Look at it. You see? Oh, probably it's not that. Oh, my bad. Is that one? My bad. He got an offer today, $160,000 today. Now you probably seen that 700K. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Well, let me go back on that conversation. There. This guy has 4 jobs working from home. Every job he has 100K or more. 4 jobs working from home. And you probably, how is that possible? Right? How is that possible? But just think of it. Like, there are people right now that are desperate just to get one fucking job. There are other people that are just desperate to get a 6-figure job. And this guy has 4. 5 with the one that he got offered today. Now you probably think, oh, it's because he has a master's degree. You know, Jorge, he's been working in IT for the last 20 years. You know, he probably has like 100 IT certifications. None of what I said. Has a few IT certifications, very few, the ones he needs, no degree, and been working in IT for a few years. Again, he was earning $60,000 not even 3 years ago. Now you're probably thinking, so how is that possible? Like I told you many times, there are skills that you have to learn. And again, how life will look like for you, like really how life will look like for you. If by the end of next year, really think about this, because I don't care who you are. I do not care who you are. I don't care if you've been working in IT for the last 3 years, for the last 10 years, if you are probably totally new in IT right now. You can end next year, 2023, 1 year from now, you can end next year with an income of over 200K working 2 jobs. Now, let me use something else that it's possible. But you see, many people don't listen. Many people think they know all of it. They don't need more advice. They think they got it, you know, and all this BS. So let me show you something. This is a student also inside a coaching, and this is a community that I have, by the way. Let me just look for that freaking post there. So this guy's been working in IT, obviously, when he came to me, and I don't know, probably he's in the call, right on the call. Jordan, are you on the call? Please let me know if you are. He was listening to these guys for a few months until he decided, you know, I'm gonna join in. And let me just show you the post, okay? So right now he has 2 full-time jobs. You see, right there, that's the offer that he got. He was with a 100K job when he came to me, so he was already earning good money. So he ended up getting the 55K job. I mean, I'm sorry. Let me be clear. $55. My bad. Not 50. $55. Okay. And let me show you. So right now, combining both jobs, who wants this? Like, go on the chat and who wants this in the next few months? Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. 220, about 220K with two jobs, 220K. Now you see, this is one thing that he said right there. I don't know if you're probably able to read it or not, but the way that you answering the questions was more likely that was able to get him the job. That's exactly what's going on, guys. You see, this is why sometimes I get really excited about my students, because, and that's the other thing too, sometimes you have to other person just to give you that permission to dream big, to show you what can be possible. You see, like with me, it's all about doing the fucking work, about me teaching you the skills needed for you to obviously be able to get there. But obviously, at the end of the day, you are going to be the one that, at the end of the day, will be based on your effort about putting in the work. If that's for you, you want something for next fucking year, go on this self-master evolution of you to become the next version of you. That's the link for those of you that are ready to join the program with me and take you to the next level. Now, going back on the conversation. So how to decide to go after the next and what path to follow. And this is, please, and let me tell you what's one of the mistakes that many people are making. People basically, this is what they do. People get in and they're like, I want to be a cloud engineer, and they get a Google Cloud certification, or they probably get their AWS, they probably get their Azure certification. If that's cybersecurity, they always go after that Security Plus. They go after the CYSA, that Security Analyst CompTIA certification too. They go after that Certified Ethical Hacker. They go all these certifications related to cybersecurity. The same thing with DevOps. You know, I'm gonna focus on Terraform. I'm gonna focus on Kubernetes. I'm gonna focus on getting all these certifications, even though I'm new in IT. You don't do that. You never start your IT career by getting IT certifications based on what you want to go after. Remember what I told you. The first fucking thing that you have to do, the first one that you have to do, is get your first fucking job in IT in the next 4, no more than 5 months. A good job, not an entry-level job, a job that's gonna pay you 60 up to $75,000, a job that's gonna basically put you in that position for you to become more valuable to the marketplace. That way you can move up in your IT career. And once you get that first job, other thing that you're gonna do, because now you are working in IT, now you have that time for you to connect with the right people, for you to reach out to the right people, and for you to find out more about what do you want to do. Do you want to go to cloud? Because from that first job in IT, you can go to cloud and become a cloud engineer. From that first job in IT, if you decided to become a cybersecurity, you can go that way too. Network engineer, you can go that way. DevOps engineer, you can go that way from that first job in IT. Obviously, not just marketing. What do you mean marketing and selling? That's a lot more than just marketing and selling. People don't even know how to answer a fucking question. And many people be like, yes, I know how to answer that question. No, you don't. Many people think they do when they don't. Answering a technical question has nothing to do on you knowing that information. Don't think because you know that information, you're going to be able to answer. Like, that's just not how it works. That's just not how it fucking works. I only have 20 minutes, guys, because I have to go. But if you have more questions, let me know. But that's exactly how to decide. This is not me deciding I want to become a cybersecurity engineer. No, or cloud. Like, you don't do that. Get your first job first. You know, work on some projects and some issues. Do something related in a network infrastructure. Now, let's say for those of you that are already there, okay, I already have a job in IT, and that's like a good one. But which one? Then reach out to people. People don't like that. Don't go based on what you end up finding online. Like really, it's gonna take probably 2 3 weeks for you to be at it and reach out to people and be like, okay, I know you work as a senior cloud engineer. Can you tell me more about what you do? And they're asking the right questions, having a better idea. Because obviously that's something that you're going to end up doing for the next 10, 20 years in your IT career. So why not get into something that you know you're going to like? Why not get into something where it's going to put you in the position where you're going to obviously make the right decisions for you to only, and again, only to focus and do the things that will help you to get there instead of what many people are doing right now. There are not just hundreds, there are thousands of people right now as we speak. They are on YouTube. They are basically watching other videos, technical videos, probably doing some exercises, some labs that they don't need. This guy told me that I need to learn Linux. I'm gonna go and learn Linux. And then this other guy told me that I need to learn Python. So I'm gonna go and learn Python. Well, this other guy told me too that I need to, excuse me, that I need to learn about virtualization. So I'm gonna go and learn virtualization. Well, now I have three things on my plate. Well, this other guy too told me that I need to learn about or find out more about cloud with Azure. So now I'm gonna look into, like, now it's just so many things on top of your plate, and now you are all over the place. You feel frustrated, stuck, as I've been there, because you have no plan. I just had a training call with my students before jumping into this call. And I asked, what does this number mean? 65. 65, what does that number mean? Come on, everyone. Everyone. One the chat. If I come up to you and I tell you, what does that mean? 65. What's the number? What would that number come to right now? 65. I'm going to give you a taste of a conversation that I just had with some of my students just an hour ago. Oh my God, Jose. That was like 2 3 of my students. I think they came out with the same shit. Retire, 65, retire, you know, minimum wage. Okay. Well, let me tell you, and I hope this goes for everyone. Working in IT, if you do things right, in 10 years, you can retire. So I don't know how old are you, obviously, but if you do things right in 10 fucking years, you can retire and good. But again, I do not see myself retire at 65. I'm gonna retire at 55 with a very good passive income. Okay, so going back on the 65, hear me out, please, because sometimes you have to hear this. There are 65 days left, and this year gone. So you end up going through close to 300 days now of 2022. You only have about 65 days left. So the question is, what the hell are you going to do in order for you to look back and be like, a lot better compared to 2021, a lot better compared to 2022? For many people, the way they end up going through this year, that's exactly the same that they end up going through last year. Not because you see people happy in their IT career, that doesn't mean they are happy in their other areas in their personal life. Because you see, there's one thing that you need to learn. What's the next version of me that will allow me for me to be able to really create, be able to design this life that I want? In this case, for my wife, for my kids, opportunities that I want. Because right now, there are not thousands, there are millions of people freaking out right now about what's going on with the economy. And for many, they're scared shitless and losing their job and not know what to do. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Okay. So again, what the hell are you gonna do the next 65 days left? And that's something for you to have in mind all the fucking time. If not, you're just going through life in autopilot. You are sedated with what society give you. Right now, I'm just giving you that chance for you to step out of that line of life that you're going through right now. And for you to be like, you know what? I want 2023, next year, the end of it, to be totally different on how it is right now. Because once again, people don't want to hear this. But a lot of it, in order for you to succeed, a lot of it for you to be able to get to a lot of opportunities in life, in your IT career and everything else, for you to really be more happy with the life you have, isn't becoming another version of you. You know, like, because if I come up to you, I know that you are lying and where you are right now. And for many, don't have any fucking idea on what that is. No idea. But you still want to hype in Jap and IT, and you don't want to fix these other things that will help you for you to get there and for you to be more happy. You know, that's the one that I always fight the most with people. Jorge, thank you. Follow a similar way to got me a hype in Jap. That's great. Looking forward to learn more and more. Jose, no problem. Love IT. I think if I work 4 years as a help desk, one for I can be ready to move on. This guy is just fucking with me. The junior, I think if I work 4 years as help desk, one and another, and for a level two, I can be ready to move on. Yeah, you can retire as working as a help desk. You know, there's always a better light at the end of the tunnel, but many people don't want to get into the tunnel because it's scary. Because at that point, you have to face the facts. You know, you hear saying you hear people saying that truth will set you free. This is more like the facts will set you free. What are the facts about life that you have right now? What's going on in your life right now? Why do you have an entry level job? Why you been working on that job that you have for the last 3 years, for the last 5 years? Like why? Someone told you that that's normal. That's not normal. You have to evolution yourself to the next version of you, and that obviously is as well your IT career. There should be no fucking reason at all. And now you being able to get a job that will pay you more than $130,000 in 1 year, 12 months, 15 months the most. There's no reason at all. At all. This is why, if that's just one thing that you're gonna get out of me, Samuel, what's going on, man? Are you Samuel, one of the students? Because I think so, right? So again, it's all about going through a process and be okay. What's the next year looks like for me? Because once again, if you haven't watched that video that I just uploaded an hour or two ago in that channel about the recession, about what people are gonna go through, about the opportunities and how what people are saying it's not true and the opportunities that we have in IT, this just happened. Don't take my word for it. Go on Yahoo and Google Microsoft layoffs. Because this week, I think there was on Monday or was Friday last week, that was a Yahoo article that they let thousands of people let go. And they said it why? Because how the economy is looking in the next few months. They are preparing and what's coming. We are not going through any recession right now. We are about to go through it. And the economy, it's not right. It's not good right now for anyone. You know, the inflation got to 8%. That never happened. That happened 30 years ago, 30 or 40 years ago. That never happened in the last, I think it was 40 years. Yeah, it was 80 in the early 80s when it got to that high, you know, and you guys don't see what's coming, and you thinking that what you're doing right now will get you to a better income or opportunities. You're fucking wrong. I'm just saying, I'm just a guy. So let me go through some of your comments. So I hope I did answer the question, right? First, for those of you new, get a job in IT, network admin, network support, network analyst, system support, system analyst, admin, NAC tech, not tech, NAC support, IT specialist. And once you get that job, be on that job for 6 months, no more than 6 months. I tell the students that when we have our conversations, like, look, if you stay in that job for more than 6 months, you have a fucking story that's holding you back, and why that is that you're still on that fucking job. Oh, that's because I really like my boss. Or that's because I really like the people that I work with. Or that's because everything that I do, it's really kind of cool. I'm really confident on the things that I do every week. It's fucking 20 minutes from my house, and you're gonna come up with all this bullshit that's gonna basically make you to stay there. There is no reason on why you're not being able to go from your first job in IT to an engineer level position, your second job, in 6 months. And if you're saying, oh, that's not possible, that's exactly what you need to question, and why that is. Because I go back to the same. Who you are now, and please listen to this. Who you are now, who are you going to be in the next 3 years, in the next 5, in the next 10 years? That's the summation. Summation, I think that's what it said. Like basically adding all of the beliefs, all of the stories that you have accepted as true. And probably for some of you, this is new to you. And because you never question it, because you were so dated, you are going through life in autopilot. You're not never going to look for the right answer. Oh, you see, Samuel, that was one of my students. Okay. Now, Samuel, if I'm not mistaken, for those of you listening, Samuel don't have a bachelor's degree. Okay. He doesn't have a bachelor's degree, just like me, Mexican, obviously. Went through the process. First job in IT, $31 an hour. First job, not an entry level job. Oh, high school dropout too. I forgot to say that. $31 an hour, guys. First job in IT. Who will want that? Let me ask you this to you. How much, for those of you that have a job in IT, how much was your first job in IT? How much you put invested to get your first job in IT? Do you end up going to an associate's, a bachelor's? Do you end up getting 3 or 4 IT certifications? Do you like what? This guy, a few months, $31 an hour, not an entry level job. Jorge, are your students only Mexican? No, I just have a few. A lot. It's all over the place, man. All over the place. The art of learning how to learn. Yeah, that's one of the first things I teach. Once you get into my coaching program, that's exactly the first thing you go through with me, the process of learning how to learn. Because many people don't know how to learn. I can give you a new topic for you. Let's say that this is the first time that you're gonna learn about, I don't know, let's not put it complicated, about virtualization. You have no idea what that is. And I give you probably a few videos about virtualization, right? And I'm like, here, there are 10 videos, and this is just an introduction about virtualization. Go through all of it by the end of the week, and then come to me, and I'm going to ask you a few questions based on that. And I'm going to ask you very easy, basic questions. And I do that to you. And I will do that to one of my students. But the difference is that my student, end up going through the process of learning how to learn, end up going through and 4 exercises and going through those videos. And when I go and I ask the same questions, you're going to be totally and completely amazed, blown away, and how this person will be able to answer the questions compared to you. And on top of that, because I did this once with a group, for those of you that work in IT, you working in IT compared to this person completely new in IT. No, that's a good question. My daughter is right now going to college, not for IT because that will be a no-no. She's going for to become in the medicine. So she's going on New Hampshire University. The other one, my 13-year-old, he hasn't been any interest in IT. So no, I don't think they're gonna do IT. Now, Junior says, Jorge, did you ever experience jealousy from people with degrees and years of experience who were stuck or weren't making any money? Yes, many times, but didn't care, because once again, it's all about building yourself. And I always help people. Every time I end up getting a job, I always help people, the ones that were open to that, you know. I got a job, really quick story to just to tell you about it. Um, in this job that I have right now, $70 an hour. $70 an hour. And here I have one of that. Well, I show you that. I have showed that that before. $70. And there was a contract. Now it was not a full time. But let me tell you what happened. Okay, $70 an hour. Um, Again, contract, not full time. There was another person that got in with me. So there was these two positions. We both got in. We start that position the same day. My position, his position, exactly the same. We end up doing the same training. We end up doing the same things. We end up working on the same projects, on the tickets, all of it. I end up making him a friend, and we started talking. And he was like my age, and I'm like, wow. I don't know that many people that have high paying jobs in IT that are young, because obviously I was a lot younger than now. And I asked him, between you and me, man, and the company that hired us, the staffing company, Tech Systems, I asked him, how much are they paying you? $20 less, guys. Let that sink in for a minute. We were doing exactly the same thing, same position, same everything. The same company hired us, staffing company. He was earning $20 less than me. And obviously, I helped him and he moved out to 110K to another position. Quick. Okay. New record in viewers compared to many years. Techie tech. Yes, I guess. You know, when I feel like I have to share something, I do a live. So when I don't do lives, that's because I'm busy. That really comes down to that, But one of my friends, I'm actually like, we need to put more content, man. So let's just put more content. I'm like, okay, let's do a fucking live. And I got inspired, and a lot more because I'm working a lot on myself right now, because this year was good for me. But I want next year to be two times better than this year. Like, I really want to double what I have this year to next year, based on income, based on opportunities, based on me helping the right people, and me having better relationships with my kids, all of it. Like, and obviously, in order for you to do that, it's a lot of things that you have to change, a lot of it. So that's exactly the process that I'm going through right now. And a lot of things that I go through that help me, that make me change and become the next version of me. That's exactly what I share inside that coaching program when I do that one-on-one with the students. Because many times, too, in order for you to succeed, you just need that one person that give you that permission to do it, or to make you accountable for you to do the fucking work. Because sometimes, and this happened to you, all of you, all of us, sometimes we know what we need to do, but we end up not doing it. And when you have that one person right there, when you see other people succeed and you are in that environment, eventually you're going to succeed. Hey, Eric. Eric, that was another student. What's going on, man? He ended up getting his first job in IT. network analyst. Again, first job in IT, guys. So I have to go, guys, in about 5 minutes. Not even, yeah, in 5 minutes. So for those of you that are fucking ready, again, let's do the one-on-one. Join this process next year. That's not just you. I'm getting a better job in IT. When you come up out of this in just a few months, that's a new you if you follow the entire fucking process. I don't have the money yet for your class. What's the next best step for me? Please help me out. I'm driving, self-studying, but I don't have money to take. That's one thing that I end up learning from a coach I used to have. That when it's a priority for you to get something, you're gonna always find a way for you to get out of it. And let me repeat this, okay? When something is a priority for you, in this case, let's say an invest in yourself, there is always an excuse that's gonna get you really out of it. And remember, that's a priority for you that you want to do. Because many things that we go on life, it's priority for us. And you see, when that don't change in that mind as this is a fucking emergency for me, not much you're gonna be able to make things happen. For me, when I wanted to really change, I have to find a way for me to get in. I have to get in because that's an emergency. Sometimes things that you want to accomplish, you have to put them as emergency, not priority. And this is one thing that I've been sharing a lot with my students. I'm like, look, let's say one of your kids, for those of you that are parents, if, right, they for some reason cut their arm and it's hanging, right? Obviously, you're gonna probably call 911. But at the same time, baby, of that, what's happening, your kid is hanging their arm, like cut off halfway almost. And the hospital is probably 10, 15 minutes away. You're not going to wait for the ambulance to come. That happened. Is that a priority for you to take one of your kids to the emergency room, to the hospital? Because if that's a priority for you, you're going to be like, oh shit, you're going to probably stop. The way that you're going to go after will be totally different and being an emergency for you. And let that sink in for a minute, because when it's an emergency for you, oh man, nothing will stop you for you to make that one thing happen for you. Bro, I don't even know what you work on. And this is for NYX. I don't even know what you work on. I don't know if you work in IT. I don't know if you're new. Like, I don't know none of that. I have 4 kids, child support, and barely have enough to pay rent. That has to change. A lot of things have to change, man. At that point, it's not just about the job. A lot of it has to change you. You have to fucking make money. You have to be productive. You have to become like like if I put a GoPro camera on you, and this is for NYX, and I follow you for the entire week, and I look back, like, where is the time that you're putting in? You work in IT, so man, I don't know why you have that job. Anyways, I have to go, guys. NYX, I'm gonna have more time to help out, to give you some advice that probably you're not gonna take. And who the fuck is putting this shit here? Hide this user. Okay. I'm gonna do one live tomorrow. Okay. If you're there and that live that I'm gonna do tomorrow, I don't know what time I'm gonna do it, but if you are, I don't know. I don't know. Depending when I have time, I don't know if I'm gonna do that at 6, 7 p.m. But just be on it, and I make sure that I'm gonna take about 10 minutes, and I'm gonna go and dedicate the time for you. Okay, that will be between 6, 7 p.m. Okay, I really have to go, everyone. But once again, if you really want to make this happen, join the one-on-one coaching program. That way, we can take your IT career your fucking life to the next level. Okay. You see, that's the excuse, man. I work from 7 to 6. That's the excuse. That's the excuse. That tells me a lot that you cannot make it happen even with the right information. Because if someone told me that there's something that can change my life and they told me that's in the middle of my work, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be available for that time. But yeah, but that's again, that's just mindset. This is why many people want to make things happen and they don't take care about what's going on here first. They have to take care of what's going on here first and change that, because there are many decisions that many of you probably are taking, they're holding you back for you to live the life that you want, for you to get the income that you want. I'm telling you, IT, 1 year, 200K, 250K, 2 jobs in IT working from home. That's easy. That's easy if you're willing to do the fucking work and invest in yourself. I will talk to you soon. Good night. Take care. And watch the video that I uploaded today about the rosacea, because you're going to learn a lot about it. It's about 20 minutes, but you're going to be open-minded and be like, holy shit, and what's going on. And you know what? I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to give you the link so you can go and watch it right now, because it's going to be a few wake-up calls for you. But everyone, take care. Good night. Talk to you soon.